You know? But that would be great, man. You know, but now that I remember, now that you said that, I think the biggest challenge would be Usyk. That's something like out of this world.
Yeah.
Does it make sense? But but that's the only guy that I think that would be fucking crazy.
Yeah.
That would be another big challenge. That's another topic, because he is the fucking pound for pound best. In my opinion.
Legs, fast. I mean, what type of fighter,
brother? Right now,
that could.
There's no ingredient. There's nothing to beat the Mexican monster. What I seen, even me, I'm impressed. I'm like, what the fuck? How does he throw those fucking big punches like the Lofkin shots? How did he drop that hand and hit you? And then he's gonna do it again, but he changed it down. Uppercuts, everything, bro. Footwork, defense, Right now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't see any danger for David Benavidez at 175 and at cruiserweight or
What's poppin', box fans? Got some news coming to you right now. David Benavidez this past Saturday took apart Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez in a Cinco de Mayo fight. Now, Turkey Al-Sheikh has came out and said that the fight that he wants to make in 2027 would be David Benavidez versus Oleksandr Usyk. That'll be a blockbuster fight.
David Benavidez has quickly become one of the biggest names in boxing discussions again, after another major victory. But what surprised many fans was the direction his team decided to take afterward. Instead of focusing on the usual opponents in the light heavyweight or cruiserweight divisions, Team Benavidez openly mentioned Oleksandr Usyk as a possible future target. The unexpected call-out immediately created buzz across the boxing world, as very few expected Benavidez to be linked with the heavyweight champion so soon. Behind the scenes, conversations around the idea appear to be growing, with reports suggesting that major interest and future opportunities could eventually push the matchup closer to reality.
Why the biggest challenge might be going up to heavyweight and maybe facing it.
Yeah, that could be the reason. At the end of the day, he's fucking beating everybody, every division. So might as well go to fucking heavyweight. But that would be great, man. But now that I remember, now that you said that, I think the biggest challenge would be Usyk. That's something like out of this world.
Yeah.
Does it make sense? But but that's the only guy that I think that would be fucking crazy.
Yeah.
That would be another big challenge. That's another topic, because he is the fucking pound for pound best in my opinion.
You spoke about Roy Jones Jr. He went up to heavyweight to find a challenge.
Yeah, no, and I think that's what I'm saying. I think he's really young right now. The weight is not there. He's gonna go down to 175. I mean, we're not even there developed at cruiserweight. So we're gonna be playing in those two divisions, cruiserweight. Who wants to fight?
Action following the fight against Gilberto Ramirez gave fans a clearer picture of the mindset inside Team Benavidez. During post-fight interviews, Jose Benavidez Sr. confidently explained that he believes there are very few fighters at 175 or 200 pounds capable of matching his son's style and intensity. He described David as a fighter who constantly applies pressure and forces opponents into difficult situations throughout a fight, according to his father. The focus is no longer only about collecting titles, but also about building a lasting legacy by taking on the biggest possible challenges available in boxing.
Canelo, Canelo Albert was here,
He told me he wasn't interested in staying for the main event, that he only came to see
thank
how
God
he
he left.
and took off.
Thank God he left, because otherwise he would have gotten really scared, With that kind of performance, I would leave too, But, to be honest with you, David's a cruiserweight champion now, 3-division champion, That guy's never going to fight David, David's the face of boxing now. It's his era, Canelo is not the same no more. He's tired. Reflexes are not good. The feet is not good no more. His power's not there anymore. I think he's going to struggle with them, Billy, At the end of the day, man, I just want to talk about David Benavidez, to be honest, the Mexican monster,
And with that, What's next? We've heard B-Ball all the talk all week about going back down to 75.
B-Ball gave us a belt, handed us a belt, the WBC belt. Muchas gracias. Right, same here, bro.
We're here. You know, Oscar knows him.
No. Hey, por Oscar se hizo esto por ustedes.
No, güey.
Y como te digo, gracias al Zurdo que nos dio la oportunidad, no tenía que. Pero esos putos
He
huevotes.
did it.
Ya, esos huevotes, ese es un pinche guerrero para mí.
Felicidades.
Gracias, muchas gracias.
Que mío. Whatever you need.
Yeah, thank you. So, B-Ball, it's he handed us the WBC belt 175. He didn't want to fight. Benavidez didn't want to fight. So hopefully, after this performance, I thought we were gonna get a fight, but I don't think they're gonna fight. It's gonna be mandatory for WBA to fight David Benavidez. If he doesn't fight, we're gonna take his belts too.
Part of the growing attention around Benavidez comes from the success he has achieved across multiple divisions during his career. His recent accomplishments have strengthened his reputation as one of the sport's most dangerous and active fighters, especially because of his combination punching, pressure, and high work rate inside the ring. Many opponents understand the challenge that comes with facing his style over several rounds, with fewer major options remaining nearby in weight. Discussions about eventually pursuing even larger fights have continued to gain momentum for Team Benavidez. Moving toward bigger names now appears to be part of the long-term vision.
Is this insane to maybe ask? We just saw the heavyweight rematch yesterday, or not yesterday, a couple of days ago, and Usyk essentially dethroned the whole entire division, 2 division undisputed. He's, flirted with the idea, probably not, but maybe going down to cruiserweight. If you get past this division, Bivol or Arthur better be winner. Is it far-fetched to ask you of a cruiserweight and maybe even you and Usyk? Like, is that insane to think, or?
To be honest with you, I had to deal with these monsters in this weight class first. Usyk, I don't think I have enough experience to go against Usyk. To be honest, I'm just being 100% honest. But like you say never. Maybe in the future, but as right now, I'm just focused on these guys. Maybe I would say maybe in 5-6 years, but in 5-6 years, he's probably gonna be like 40 some or probably even older. But I don't know. I think I have a tremendous respect for Usyk, and he's the greatest of all time. And if I have the opportunity to share the ring with him, I'm not gonna say no. But it's probably going to be the hardest fight I've ever had.
Interest in a possible fight with Oleksandr Usyk increased even further after reports from boxing journalist Mike Coppinger suggested that influential people within the sport are paying close attention to the idea. Reports also linked Turki Usyk to the growing discussion surrounding the potential matchup, adding even more attention to the story. While nothing has been officially confirmed, the possibility of a future cross-division event involving to major names has already become a major topic among fans and analysts across the boxing world.
Speaking of spectacle, the Mexican monster David Benavidez went on Cam and Mace's It Is What It Is podcast. It's a good podcast. Opponents he'd be interested in and said, quote, maybe one day we could get a fight with Usyk. I would definitely be up for that task. Now, guys, he's been clear with us. He doesn't mean Usyk right now, because before then, there's Beterbiev, right? There's Bivol. There's Opataya at cruiserweight. But, guys, if David Benavidez is good enough to get through those guys with Usyk, and let me tell you why. Guys, are you familiar with the transitive property in mathematics? What that means is, if equation A equals equation B, and equation B equals equation C, then A equals C. If A equals B and B equals C, then A equals C, right? That doesn't work that way in boxing. There's no transitive property in boxing. Joe Frazier beats Muhammad Ali and George Foreman beats Joe Frazier. That doesn't mean George Foreman beats Muhammad Ali. And so I understand Usyk is now a heavyweight. He's beaten these giants, etc., etc. But Benavidez is a high-volume puncher with fast hands. If he could take the power at heavyweight, this is presuming he beats Bivol and or Beterbiev and Opataya. I'm not saying he does all those things, but if he does, he's proven himself to be of even better quality than he looks right now, which is very high. I think he could give a 40-year-old heavyweight champion at that point.
At the moment, Oleksandr Usyk has remained focused on his current schedule and has not publicly responded to the discussions surrounding Benavidez. Reports indicate that Usyk is fully concentrating on upcoming challenges and ongoing preparations for future events. One of the major projects connected to him is the planned Glory to Giza event in Egypt, where he has been linked to a high-profile matchup involving Rico Verhoeven. With major attention already surrounding his current commitments, many believe Usyk's focus remains on the immediate challenges ahead, rather than speculation about future opponents.